In episode 78, we take a break from politics for one episode, and we're going to talk all things Minnesota sports as we'll predict win totals for the Purple, NFC North standings, Super Bowl winner, and perhaps a little talk on the fading Twins. Kenny will lead us in some trivia, and Ryan will close us out in Fix Your Eyes.
From the sunset and beaches of Florida up through the Ohio River Valley, we take a walk through Wisconsin Dairyland and touch down in the state with 10,000 lakes. You're listening to Six in the Mix. Join our show personalities, Don, known as Donnie 10 Times, Matt, we call him T-Loke, Ryan, known as HD11, Kenny is our Mr. Money, and Jeremy, Estad, as we talk all things faith, family, sports, and of course, a little politics. As always, we invite you to be our sixth on the show, so sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride. You're listening to Six in the Mix.
Again, we welcome you to episode 78 of Six in the Mix. Please drop comments and topic suggestions onto our Facebook page at Six in the Mix Podcast or on Instagram. You can find our videos on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Rumble. And please share with friends and family who need to laugh and be encouraged to pursue Christ. So let's get talking a little bit of sports in this episode and turn it over to Don to get us going.
Well, finally, we get to talk about sports. We were so politics heavy. You clowns just want to talk politics. That's all you want to talk about.
Oh, Captain. Oh.
It's finally nice to be able to switch it up and talk some sports. Sports. So go sports. So let's do it. So football. The NFL kicked off its annual. Well, how many seasons are we looking at for the NFL football? I think it's insane to be how many seasons they've been. I mean, because I just saw that the Giants celebrated their 100th anniversary. That is insane to me to think that. But yeah, they kicked off the
fashion too.
Well, did you see those uniforms were just atrocious, just atrocious. But I will say that I was watching it with my father-in-law. My father-in-law astutely said that those were probably sweaters before they were actual jerseys. So I was like, that makes sense. So the sweaters would have looked a lot better than the actual jerseys, I think. So
yeah, I saw him run out of the tunnel. I was like, is it Christmas? Is this like the Christmas show? It was like green and red. I'm like, what in the world?
Yeah,
it was wild.
Well, yeah, the NFL kicked off on Thursday night with the Chiefs and the Ravens. Was that a rematch of the AFC championship game? And Chiefs took that game 27-20. Boy, Lamar Jackson could not have looked worse. Exactly. Don't understand how that guy could have looked any worse. I mean, it was just an awful game. And it was, what was even more funny was that the announcers were just praising him to no end. I could not get over it. It was like the guy couldn't complete a 5-yard pass. And it was just like, he was like, just this amazing athlete that we are all witnessing and being a part of. But it was unbelievable to me. But yeah, Chiefs and Ravens started out. And then on Friday night, we had the Packers and the Eagles in Brazil, in Sao Paulo.
Yep.
In Brazil. So that was interesting. Eagles won that game 34-29. And the Packers looks like they may have lost their starting QB for a couple weeks. Is that accurate? What do we have boots on the ground in Wisconsin? Jeremy, can you give us an update?
Yeah, so I've done a little of investigative reporting and tried to come up with some information. And let me tell you, it's been scant. The Packer organization doesn't really want to let on to exactly what and how bad this injury is, particularly because of the ridiculous play that they had. I mean, I saw the injury. I actually didn't watch the game, but I actually saw the injury, and it did look, it didn't look good. I mean, that was not fun to watch. I'm told just by sources that 3 to 6 weeks, probably heavier on more the longer term, unless he can really kind of produce some kind of amazing healing, which I will say that the Green Bay medical staff, and I do have an inside track there, is unbelievable. They can do some amazing things there. So My guess is that he will be at least 4 weeks out, and the Packers are going to be a little bit in trouble here. But we'll see. We'll see what their second QB can do coming in. But it is the talk of the town. Let me tell you. Just one other thought. Okay, just throwing some numbers out here. Who can tell me how much Jordan Love's contract is for? Do you remember how much that was?
55 million.
Is he?
Yeah, it's
Yeah, it was a new deal,
still on
right?
his
It's a brand new
rookie deal,
deal.
right?
He just took a new deal, right?
Yeah, it's over
Brand new
200
deal.
million. Ridiculous.
And we're talking guaranteed money. And you think of Rodgers and gotten hurt. What was it? Second play, third play last year, maybe first play. I don't remember. All this guaranteed money, right? And it blows my mind that this guy's going to be in rehab making millions of dollars a game, literally. And they've put all their eggs in that basket, and so we'll see. But it has definitely stirred this state. There was a lot more heavy drinking that took place after the game. Unfortunately, bars were
In comparison
loaded.
to what? I just thought that was normal fare for Scotty.
Well, that could be true. I just thought I'd throw that in there for some flavor. But anyway, it's a grave concern here. The green and gold are there's a lot of concerned fans. So we'll see how they roll out of this. So I don't know, Don. 4 weeks is my thought. That's what my inside sources are saying.
3 to so yeah, I saw 3 to 4 weeks too. Is it a sprain something?
Yeah, it's an MCL sprain. So the issue is
sprain.
that because it's a sprain, it's going to take longer to heal. And we'll see. But I think it's going to be closer to 4, maybe 5 weeks before he's really full bore again, if not all 6. We'll see.
So the Packers are at the Colts next week. And then
I think the Colts come. Don't the Colts come to Lambeau?
Oh yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. Yep, they're
It's a home game.
Colts come to Lambeau, then they go to the Titans, and then they play the Vikings. So that's yeah, I'm assuming they're going to lose next week. I think the Colts are going to probably defeat them. Would we all agree? Or are you everybody
Yeah, I'm all in on the Colts for sure. I'm trying to see where they're
says Tavares Jackson in the corner. What?
Well,
Tavares.
the best quarterbacks in Vikings history.
Okay.
Yeah, one of 87 quarterbacks in 23 years.
Exactly. They're all one of the best. You might be down there, but
I here's my question, Jeremy. I don't know if your ear to the ground there got an answer to this question, but I thought their backup quarterback was named Clifford, and I thought he's looked okay in the preseason games over the last couple of years, but they threw out Malik Willis from the Titans, and the goofball couldn't even get the ball up in the air for a Hail Mary at the end of the game. I mean,
Yeah, that was a disturbing play, really. I mean, it was like keep Love out there with his sprained MCL. We can do better than that. I mean, it was rough. That's why I'm saying the confidence level here might not be good. I don't know if he will be their actual go-to though.
Well, did they just sign that guy? Did they just trade for him?
Yeah.
He's got to be the guy.
We'll see.
Yeah,
we will
he
see.
was supposed to be Tennessee's guy. He was drafted by Tennessee to be their guy, and then that didn't work out. I don't know.
If around the NFL, we've had some injuries of quarterbacks, and the backups are coming in, and it seems like either they're really good. Anecdotally, the Minnesota Vikings that played today, and they're outstanding job playing. But then I don't know. I don't have a whole lot of confidence in what's gonna happen. Maybe LaFleur's got some things up his sleeve, and maybe there's some things that we don't know. But I don't have, just because I'm around Green Bay a whole lot more than I am Minnesota. I don't think that the fan base has a ton of confidence in what's going to happen next week. I think we're just going to look at 2 losses, maybe 3, and lick our wounds and try to make, I hear you, 4, I hear you, and then go from there. So we'll see what the green and gold do.
Yeah,
Right. Go ahead.
there's a conspiracy I need you to confirm or deny, Jeremy. Can you confirm that Jordan Love made the flight back to Wisconsin? I heard, and this was straight from Thief River Falls, conspiracy underground, that said he actually was flown to Bolivia to see some witch doctors to try to get that knee back up faster. Can you confirm that Jordan Love is in the United States and in Wisconsin, or could he be in Bolivia in the Amazon?
Like I said, my people said, I don't know, but he's getting the best care he can possibly get. That's what my people said. He's going to be ready next week. We're going to be okay. Win day win. Win day win.
I don't know. That sounds sketchy. Is he seeing the same witch doctor that Aaron Rodgers was seeing over the summer?
I'm telling you, he learned from the best.
Yeah, they've got some good medicine, so whatever.
So Ryan, give me your thoughts on the Eagles. Are they the real deal, or with Saquon Barkley running the ball in the backfield, that looked kind of impressive?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on the Philadelphia Eagles?
Yeah, I don't know, Don. I only saw the second half of the game. This year I'm going to be a little bit probably more removed from football. I'm going to try to find games online to watch. We have Peacock, so if there are any games on Peacock, and then we had volleyball matches Thursday and Friday. So I caught the second half of that game. But yeah, Saquon Barkley, what a stat line he put up. I mean, and they lost Jason Kelce this year, so their line you would think would be down a little bit more, but I guess they're doing okay. And they had DeAndre Swift there last year, who's a pretty good running back. But man, Barkley he's excited to play for a competitive team, and I think he's going to just have a tremendous year. My main concern with the Eagles is will their defensive stars step up this year? I think their defense, they had so many high draft picks. You might remember this, especially out of Georgia. They had some linemen, I think, that were from Georgia, and like, oh, this great college defense is now going to be in Philadelphia. But they kind of were a letdown, I thought, last year, this defense. So if their defense steps up, they'll be good. But you may recall this toward the end of last year, they really struggled. Their offense and defense, people were starting to figure them out. The tush push, I don't know if that was as effective down the end of the season, and so they're a bit of a mystery to me. They've got talent everywhere, but yeah, Barkley, if he's on your fantasy team, that's a nice snag for the year.
I've never understood the Jalen Hurts inability to score a touchdown inside the 20. For some reason, the Philadelphia Eagles cannot. Once they get close to the goal, it seems like they have more trouble scoring, and Jalen Hurts seems to be the problem. I'm hoping, I don't know, maybe is Saquon Barkley the answer to this issue, but it just seems like Jalen Hurts just does not want to score a touchdown once he gets inside.
Really?
The 20. He'll find any way he can to either try to throw the ball away or throw an interception or near interception. That's just me. That's what I've noticed.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, how many rushing touchdowns did Saquon have? 3, right? He had 3 rushing touchdowns.
I think
so. I mean, why would you do anything else? Really?
One reception.
Well,
yeah, two rushing and 1 catch.
Right.
Yep.
But why would you go away from that? I mean, that guy was an absolute phenom in that game.
I mean, but 24 carry. He's carried the ball 24 times, 109 yards. 24 carries. There's no way he can keep that up.
That's true.
That's a lot. That's a big load.
Yeah.
Yes.
They haven't been feeding their previous running backs like that. And I think, Don, maybe your question about Hurts, and again, I didn't see the whole game, but I think back to last year, I saw some of that. Maybe it's his height. He just can't see the field as well. He's not the tallest quarterback. So that could be.
I've heard he's got some strong legs. I've just
yeah.
Don't know why that.
He does.
They always talk about that. Oh, you can squat 560 pounds. He's amazing.
Well, yeah, they were saying that because Saquon can squat 500, Jalen Hurts can squat 450, and this a couple tush pushes. The first time they did that, the Packers stuffed them. Like that's a tough one to stop, but teams are learning how to like not have it be automatic. Because they ran it a number of times, and they, I think I don't know, maybe they got it half the time, but
did they really? So like the first half they were running that, and they didn't convert.
The first time they did it, the Packers stuffed them. Yep.
Wow.
And then they ran it again and got the first down.
I wonder if that's because Kelsey's gone because he was so quick to move.
There was some missed exchanges with the. I think so. It was not fluid for Philly.
Okay,
they could certainly improve, but I don't know. Ultimately, at the end, it was a tight game. Packers hung close and almost came away with it.
So I do have a question about Brazil. They're going over overseas, playing overseas, different places, in field conditions. The field conditions to me, if you're going to play in a place that's overseas and you're going to try to really show off the NFL, the field has to be unbelievable. But it was horrible from the highlights I saw. Nobody could keep their feet. Did you guys notice that in the game?
Yeah, all those fields are made for soccer.
Yeah,
so they're smooth as glass. I mean, they're so they're not like the regular fields of a normal NFL stadium. And so I think they had trouble trying to figure that out. Cleats were being exchanged, and it got to be kind of pretty bad at times. I felt something that you would think the NFL would take care of before they play a game.
They said they were working on it for months. They sent down the groundskeeper. I can't remember if it was from Green Bay or from Philly, because it was it would have been Philly because it was a home game for the Eagles, correct? Because it was so the Philly groundskeeper was actually down there multiple times and worked with them. And I thought they said it's some grass, but it's some synthetic as well. Like it's a really odd blend. And they said it was in perfect condition. And then you saw it right away. Saquon went down, and it was, you hate to see that because, yes, both teams play on the same field. You're not able to do the same things, and you're flipping cleats out, and you're slipping, not able to play the defense you could or make the cut on offense that you would. And so it was unfortunate, They've got to figure it out. They've got to figure it out.
So we had our first full Sunday. We've got the Rams and the Lions playing right now. And it looks like the Rams are losing 3-10, just so you guys know, as of our recording here. But anything stand out to you guys this week in the first Sunday of football? I could tell you one thing that I was completely annoyed at was the amount of penalties. Just like we're on our fourth preseason game, it feels like, and it was just awful. Just penalty after penalty. I get so sick of that. I'm all excited to watch football, and then it's like, it's like, I don't know I was trying to think of good comparisons of what it's like. It's like going to choir practice and you realize that the choir director is younger than you are. So that was kind of funny. Huh?
It was all right.
Crowd. All right. Well, yeah. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean,
I'm totally confused. I'm totally confused about the kickoff stuff. What in the world is this supposed to accomplish?
Less injuries.
Yeah,
less injury. So they kick off from the same spot, but the players are 20, 30 yards down the field, and they can't take off until the ball is received by the kick returner,
or touches the ground.
Or it touches the ground. Yes, you're right. Good. Yep. So,
it's the whole goal is to reduce injuries, and also
to encourage returns, right?
Is to try to encourage returns, because now a touchback doesn't put it at the 25, they put it at the 30. But teams don't really care about that. They're jacking it through the end zone no matter what. Yeah. So that's
they don't want a holding penalty, so they're going to jack it through the end zone.
Right.
Right. Exactly. Even the announcers were frustrated. You can't get a rhythm when there's a flag every other play, and it's just oh, come on. Now some helped us, some hurt us, but it was, I don't know. Just let the boys play. Unless there's something clear, just let them go. I don't know.
these penalties were the little bit that I saw were so common and regular, but when you don't play your starters during the preseason, what do you expect?
And it was also like the illegal procedures, illegal formation, just those simple things that are pre-snap penalties that need to be ironed out before it's like, come on, if you guys can't do this, you're paid millions of dollars. Let's get this together.
Yeah.
Pretty
Amen.
frustrating.
Didn't
Pretty
Baltimore
frustrating.
have one of those?
What's
I
that?
feel like Baltimore had a ton of those pre-snap penalties.
Yes.
Like it was just, and of course it was against, whether they were legit or not. I'm sure they were legit, but of course it was against the Chiefs, and it's just unbelievable.
They were legit. They had two people in motion. It was Ryan's
Yeah.
100% right. It's like they just started
So
practicing the
dumb.
day before. Like,
Well, and actually, now that you say that, I mean, yeah, you get this preseason stuff. They don't really play most of the, the starters don't play much at all. I mean, and I'm trying to not have like an overreaction to some of the games, but like, I mean, Miami, Cincy, they just did not look good. I mean, these are teams that should be in the mix at the end of the year, and Cincy, I kind of expected might have a little bit of a letdown. I did not expect them to lose.
right.
With all
anybody did.
all the shenanigans going on with their receivers. I mean, Chase,
What a diva.
He's a bonehead, and then he laces up for the first game, and of course, and they struggle because T. Higgins all of a sudden has this magical injury, and so I'm like, it's crazy, it's frustrating because you don't even know what this year. But I think it was interesting. There was Miami and Cincy stood out to me more than anything. And then maybe on the flip side, Jacksonville looked pretty good. So it's like maybe they're better than people thought. So I don't know. It was a fun opening slate. Not a ton of upsets. But hopefully we'll see some legit what we thought we would. Like especially those of us that play fantasy. We need Tyreek Hill having his numbers. He ended up with a decent game, but you need that guy to ball out. But they struggled. So
as long as he gets pulled, do you see him getting pulled over before the game and the cops had him on the ground? Oh my word. And then did you hear this? So yeah, Tyreek Hill before the game on his way to the stadium gets pulled over for reckless driving. And then they show him on the ground getting handcuffed. I don't know what happened. There's of course going to be a big brouhaha. What happened? The cops were inappropriate for wrestling to the ground. Who knows what's going to come of this? He's probably, I'm not even going to speculate, but that's, he's on the ground getting handcuffed, and then he's scoring a touchdown 4 hours later.
These guys are just idiots. Like, what are they doing? What is Addison? Like, all these guys, like, what are they doing? They make all this money, and they can't just be a normal citizen. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. Well, if you had a Lamborghini, I don't know if I'd act like a normal citizen.
That's faux show. Not everybody can be Tavares Jackson, Kenny. Nor can they be Taysom Hill. So,
I do know that Ryan's guy Dan Jones solidified his future.
He played stellar.
He's done.
For all the viewers out there, Ryan Fergie actually made the statement that said, did you compare him to a mixture of Michael Vick and Peyton Manning? Is that correct? Is that what your comparison was?
I did.
Yep.
Yep.
Wow.
He compared him to Peyton Manning and Michael Vick. Your thoughts?
My thoughts are their thoughts.
I want to hear Ryan's.
Yeah.
Well, he did. I'm old enough to remember when he just outplayed Eli Manning in preseason so well that he overtook Eli Manning, and he had this rushing capability, and he was just dropping. They called him Danny Dimes for a reason, and he had the same quarterback coach as Peyton Manning. And so I put 2 and 2 together. I'm like, great rusher, Manning's quarterback coach. This is going to be a great pick for fantasy. And oh boy, I don't know if it's been the concussions or what's happened to him, but it has not been good. And I misfired with him, and I misfired with Zach Wilson, and you can't misfire with first round quarterback picks.
I think I heard some Danny DeVito chants in New York during the game.
What does that mean?
They'd rather have DeVito.
He was legendary for about 2.5 weeks last last season in New York, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
You guys remember?
you're talking about you're not the Tommy DeVito, the quarterback.
Oh, Tommy, Danny, whatever, Harry.
I mean,
Sally,
you could go with Danny too. I mean, whatever.
Not the actor.
Well,
He's a little short. He's a little short too, but he'll be able to.
He lobs it over the line. It's all good.
He's got some nice thighs.
I
Can't
love
be
his
tackled. He's like
sandwiches
a
Family
penguin.
show, Ryan. Well, Kirk O'Chains kind of he killed me in fantasy since I got him on my fantasy team now, and that's going well.
Yeah,
But I'm not going to overreact to one game. He's going to be just fine.
Yeah.
But it was discouraging to see that, and I had him and Burrow. They combined for 16 fantasy points, so that was really cool. So.
Solid.
Oh yeah, good times.
Yeah. What do you guys make of New England taking down Cincinnati in Cincinnati?
That's
Well,
insane. I don't know who
Cincinnati
he's talking
has-
about.
Yeah. Go ahead, Don.
No, yeah, I don't know. I did not think that New England would be a factor at all.
Yeah, they were predicted to be one of the worst teams, and Cincinnati historically starts slow, but I thought for sure, like Kenny said, okay, they might not play the best, but they're going to find a way at home to win. I mean, they were the highest favored team to win, I think by like 8.5 points. And yeah, they hosed me. That's for sure.
Yeah,
Hosed a lot of people, I think.
I am not going to overreact on that one. Like I don't think New England's going to be good, and I do think Cincinnati is good. By the end of the year, Cincinnati will get into the playoffs. They might have 9 wins, 9 or 10, and they'll get in. But New England, yeah, this might be their only win of the season. It's seriously, they're that bad.
Well, if they play the Giants, that'll be their second one.
That's a good point.
So the
Or
thing that's
Carolina.
Oh yeah,
Or Carolina. Ugh.
Jeez.
Oh my!
Bryce Hall. Was it Bryce Hall? Who's the quarterback?
Bryce Young.
Bryce Young. That's what. That guy's got to take off at some point.
I don't think so, Tim.
Ryan, any predictions for Bryce Young?
Any predictions for Bryce Young? I didn't know. I thought maybe he'd take a step forward. He's got some better weapons this year, and I don't know who'd get the better deal. I offered the guy in our league who has Bryce Young, Danny Dimes for Bryce Young. Who'd get the better deal on that one?
I
Pretty
think
even.
Bryce is going to be. He is going to be okay. At least there's hope. At least there's hope with Bryce. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, there is hope.
Are you saying Danny's done?
He's done.
Danny
He has
done.
a career.
Danny done.
I texted both of you guys this. He has solidified himself as a backup for the rest of his career. He might start the rest of this season. The guy is done. There's no way he's their quarterback next year. And I just don't see it.
I don't know if that coach is going to be there for the rest of the season.
Probably not.
That's good. I mean that did not look good.
Their play in, they were booing him off the field.
Oh,
It was
man,
brutal.
brutal.
Well,
You-
guys, I don't want to switch things up too much here, but I did want to just quick shout out for the WNBA Minnesota Lynx for in second place right now. I know you guys are all big time followers. I know my brother
who?
Greg at least appreciate this, but yeah,
The-
exactly.
The who? The what? What did you say? WNBA?
Stop it. We're not chauvinists here. We support our women's basketball team. So shout out to them. But Donnie, I'm wondering, I know I'm switching gears here, but is there anything about the Twins? I mean, I know right now we are disgusted by what happened with the Twins. Do we want to talk some Twins quick before we get into some predictions, or what do we want to do? Don, what's going to happen?
I don't know. I'm just.
What does
just
your
brutal.
daughter say is going to
Oh
happen?
man,
That's
yeah,
what I want to know. She's got to be
She-
lit.
Yeah, she's pretty livid. She's ready to hang Rocco out to dry. This could be one of the worst. I don't know if I've seen I can't remember this stretch in the last month of Twins baseball. And it's just
For
been
sure the last
brutal.
couple of weeks.
Yeah, it's just been brutal. Just game after game, decision after decision. I mean, it's not, and you can't just pinpoint it to one thing because it is It is defense. I mean, usually Minnesota Twins pride themselves in their defense. Well, you can't really say that because they're making horrible mistakes on the field, horrible base running decisions, horrible bullpen, horrible managerial decisions that don't I mean, boy, the game last night with Ober going 7 innings, just looking unhittable, and then bringing in Duran in the 8th inning, and then he pings a batter, fielding issue. I mean, they just went off the rails, and I'm like, what are we doing? Why are we bringing in? I mean, and I know Rocco loves to do this. He loves to bring in Duran for maybe the top of the order, and then bring in Jax for the middle of the order or something like that. And it just drives me nuts. He's got to be the smartest guy in the room. He thinks he's so crafty with that stupid simulated spreadsheet he's got. Oh, it just drives me nuts. He has no feeling for the game of baseball. No feeling for the game of baseball.
How do you really feel? I will say that this is all I'm going to say, Don. I mean, because I I can't watch the Twins like you guys can. All I will say is, though, on top of this bad stretch, it's so compounded when you're playing Kansas City. You cannot get swept by Kansas City. That's what you can. You can handle some losses to some of these other teams. You can handle it a little bit. Getting swept by the Braves, it stinks. You can handle it. Getting swept by Kansas City is it's a killer. Like, I don't know how we come back from this. There's still time, but it's just so bad. You just can't do it. So.
Yeah, it's rough. I've got tickets to the I think not this Wednesday, but next Wednesday. The Twins are in town to play the Guardians, and so I got 3 of my Cleveland Rubes that I'm bringing with to the game. And I joked with them a couple of weeks ago when we were actually playing well. I said, hey, by that time, we'll probably be up 5 to 6 games in the division, and you guys can help, cheer on a Twins win. And now I look like an absolute rube, homer, and we'll probably be down 10 in the division in like a week and a half when we go to that game.
Yeah, I'd seat geek those tickets, pal.
No. I'm not seat geeking them, man. I'm going. I'm going to
just seat geek the one, and then tell them you're going to meet them there.
I like that. I'll go with that.
Man, you guys are so chintzy in your support of the Twins, man. I'm going. I'm gonna. If I got to take my lumps, I take my lumps, and who knows? Maybe that spreadsheet that Don, bemoaned might actually flip them around here. You just don't know. Trust the process, Don. Trust the statistics.
Yes.
Did you guys see that Buxton got kicked out of a minor league rehab game?
No.
Yeah.
For what?
Yeah.
I have never seen that guy with an attitude ever. And things are going bad. And I talked to my buddy Clay yesterday, and he told me a little bit more about it. I guess Don, maybe but Buxton had asked for time, and the ump granted him time, but then the ump allowed the pitch to come in. Is that what you're hearing, Don?
Well, no, I can't remember how it happened, but yeah, it was something with asking for time, but the ump actually called a foul or whatever that is against Buxton. So
like
he was
violation?
down a strike. Yeah, a violation.
Oh, okay.
So he was down a strike, even though he
Yeah.
called time. Apparently, I don't know if it was when he got into the box after the timeout, he didn't get in soon enough, and so he was called out for called a strike. So he was down 0-1, took a ball, fouled the ball off, and then struck out. Then he was just ticked off. He's like, and so yeah, for a rehab game that he was supposed to get, good 7 innings and it worked. He's sitting on the bench.
Yeah, and add to that, it sounds like from what Clay told me, we probably won't have Buxton if we make the playoffs, and we won't have Correa either. So it's just,
Wunder.
Yeah. If you see me shaking my head with no hope on my face, that's part of the reason why. It's just been a debacle.
Wow.
But anyway, carry that flag, Matt. Carry that flag for us. We need.
I will. I'm gonna wear my Mauer jersey or T-shirt. I'll be in left field. I'll let you guys text you guys. I said, Maybe Miranda or Lewis will jack one to the left field. I'll be the only one standing, going nuts out there if you see it. That'd be sweet.
We know you will.
I hope it'll be like a Twins. We'll just shellac them because they're so much fun to roast. That those Guardians fans, man, so much fun.
Well, we're in the third spot for the wild card right now, and don't look back because the Detroit Tigers are all of a sudden getting hot, and now they're only 3.5 games back.
Speaking of Wunder,
Are the White Sox catching us yet? What are they?
They're about 60 games back.
Did you see that Babylon Bee post about the White Sox? They said in an effort for fairness, they've decided to give the White Sox a tee to play their games.
They're giving them a what?
A tee, like a
batting
T-ball. Oh, that's so good.
Yep.
Yeah, I like it.
Oh, all right. All right. Well,
let's get to some predictions.
yeah.
All
get
right.
us going,
So
Jordan.
yeah, we kind of sent a text out and we got a couple of things out here. We're gonna predict how many wins Minnesota will get this year. We're gonna look at the NFC North, and then we're gonna pick Super Bowl. So we sent out a text, and according to my records here, we kind of just off the cuff said how many wins we thought Minnesota was going to get. Kenny said, Mr. Money said 7. Donnie 10 times, so we got 5 wins coming. T-Lo, always optimistic with a 8 on the scoreboard. Ryan, interestingly enough, is the low baller of us all with 4, and I also came in at 7 in honor of Kenny's jersey. So after we see the first game, the adjustments. Let's make the adjustments on the predictions, and we're going to go in reverse order that I just said. So we're going to go with Ryan, Matt, Don, and then Kenny, and then I'll finish this out. So Ryan, adjustments. You were kind of working on some of that as the show started. So what'd you come up with your cheat codes?
Yeah, so after I punched it all into my codes, and helpful to kind of know what's going on with Green Bay too, right? I mean, that kind of quarterback situation makes you wonder. So I'll juice it up a little bit. I'll crank it up to 6.
6, okay. So +2 on your original pick. T-Lo, what do you got?
I'm going to hold steady. I think if we play the Giants every week, I think I would probably up it to like 16 or 17. But we're not playing the Giants every week. So we play San Francisco next week. It's going to be a good test. I think our defense is solid. I'm a big believer in Brian Flores. Darnold looked pretty good. But granted, we had a defensive touchdown. And if things went a little bit different, I think it could have been quite a bit tighter. But on the road with that type of win, I think it's pretty solid. So I'm going to stick with 8. I don't think we're gonna make the playoffs this year, but I think we're gonna have some solid work. The defense is going to get better, and who knows, we might surprise some people. We'll see.
Very good. All right, so you're staying with 8, no change there. Donnie 10 times.
I originally said 5 wins. I will continue and hold steady at 5 wins. I don't see. I'm looking at their schedule. The Viking schedule is pretty scary to me. And we play the 49ers, Texans, and the Packers, and then the Jets, Lions in the next few games here.
We're 7-0 after those games. So you already lost in early October.
There's just not 5 wins in this schedule. The New York Giants were the most winnable game in this schedule, and they took advantage. I give them that, but I just don't see 4 more wins in this schedule. It's that.
Yeah,
that dire.
that's
It's
yep.
that dire.
Not even with the skull chant at home quite a bit.
No.
Okay. Well, Don is sticking to his guns there at 5 as well. All right, Mr. Money, Kenny, what do you got?
Oh, this is going to be awesome. I'm going to be super homer on this one because I was impressed with the defense. I'm bumping this thing up to 9. And
Wow.
because you
Yeah.
know what? We're going to beat Green Bay twice now, and we are going to beat Chicago twice. At first, I was thinking we were going to split all those. So we are going to beat them all, and it's going to be amazing. We're going to go 4. What is that? 5-1 in the division because we'll split with Detroit. No, we're going 9 wins. Our defense is going to win like 5 games just by themselves. Our offense, I have no faith in Darnold, but he did look okay today. But our defense, I think, is going to keep us in enough games. 9 wins, book it.
9 wins. Does that mean that you are anticipating a playoff berth?
I actually don't think that's going to be playoffs this year. I think that's going to be outside looking in.
Okay.
I think 10 is the playoffs is what I think.
Yeah, Cape Coral Baptist Church. Yeah, I'm going to request a welfare check on one of your members, Kenny Snow. I think he's living, but I don't think he's thinking that well. So, and I'm normally pretty homerish too.
All right, man. That's 1 more win than you have, so it's not that far out there.
You had him going 5-1 in the division and basically then losing to most everybody else. Like, no way, 5-1 in the division. That's unbelievable.
Go, baby. Let's go.
I mean, I'll love it if it happens. I love it. All right.
My goodness, he buys a business. He's on cloud 9. He's sweating through shirts, just going through the podcast, and this guy's at 9 wins. I hear you. Let's go. All right. So just to recap, Ryan says 6, Matt's at 8, remains the same. Don at 5, Kenny with the big push to 9, and I am going to stay right at 7 is heaven for them. I do believe that they're going to have a couple of surprising wins, but surprising only because I think there are some teams that are going to maybe lose some players to injury, and I think it's going to be an interesting ride. So 7 wins is what I asked for them. I do think that it will be a rough year, but I think that some of the development that they will have, particularly letting this quarterback play, it can only be a good thing for them in the long run. We'll see if JJ comes back. All right. NFC North. Let's go to the division here, and let's do our predictions as far as the NFC North. Who takes it? And let's get those written down here. So we're going to go with Kenny first, then Don, Matt, Ryan, and then I'll conclude there. Go ahead, Kenny.
All right. So, excuse me. I've got Detroit. I'm guessing that's going to be unanimous. So Detroit, and because of this injury to Love, I think they're going to go winless for the first 5, 6, 7 games. So Detroit, Minnesota, Green Bay, Chicago. Let's go.
Say that one more time.
Oh yeah.
Detroit, Minnesota, Green Bay, Chicago.
Wow.
He's got him at 9 wins. They've got to be in second.
Green Bay
have
going to
to.
lose
You're right.
5 or 6 games.
Yep.
Kenny,
Yeah,
have you ever heard that song, Next Thing You Know?
Hey. All good.
He's high and flying.
Where were we while you were getting... Okay. Anyway. Okay.
All right.
It'd be beautiful.
Donnie 10 times. Where are you with the division?
All right, so yeah, I think we're all in agreement. I think Detroit runs the table in this division. Yeah, this Jordan Love injury throws a wrench in things. I don't think it's as serious as it's being made out to be. I think the most he misses is 2 or 3 games, 3 games max. I think they will still be able to put them in second place with the Vikings. Vikings. With the battle between Chicago and Minnesota for 3rd and 4th place, it's going to be tough. But I'm going to say that with that Bears defense, I think they'll go to be in 3rd, and the Vikings will be last.
Okay. All right, so we got two for Detroit holding the first spot there, and then a few toss-ups there. Matt, how about you?
All right, let's just do a quick review on division titles. Okay.
Nice graph.
All right.
Oh,
Yeah. I want to thank Fox for that little graphic there. Sorry, Green Bay. You're still second place overall. Anywho, now Kenny's got me all psyched up for Minnesota. I almost want to say they're going to dethrone Detroit, but I can't say that.
yeah.
You know, I just don't. Detroit's. I got Detroit number one. Chicago is a bit bewildering to me because I certainly expected more from an offensive side there, and I think they got very fortunate. They had a special teams touchdown and a defensive touchdown, I believe, and escaped with a win. Tennessee should have won that game. So I'm going to put the Bears at the bottom. I think they got some growing pains to do. I think they, I don't trust the Bears. So the Bears will be fourth. The Love injury, man, it's tough. Frankly, I think the Packers are better than the Vikings. So I think it's going to be Lions, Pack, Vikings, Bears.
All right, Bears at the bottom of the barrel there for you. HD, what do you got?
I'm going to go Lions, Bears, Packers, Vikings.
Oh,
yeah, I was surprised at the lack of production from the Bears offense today. Everybody spoke so highly of their star quarterback, the rookie quarterback, but I was kind of onto their defense early on in spring training because I heard like their offense couldn't do anything against their defense. I'm like, ooh. So I actually started them today and it worked out because like you said, they had two touchdowns. So yeah, I think the Bears are going to finish in second. I do. I'm buying into the hype.
Okay. You think the rookie quarterback is going to get through that growing pain that was spoken of earlier quickly, or do you think it's going to be solely defense really that pushes them through?
Yeah, I don't think he's going to have the greatest rookie year of all time, but he's going to be better than almost every Bears quarterback since we can remember. I think in year one, so he's going to be decent. He'll be respectable, but I think he's just smart enough, advanced enough. He can run a little bit, and they've got so many great weapons: Swift, Odunze, Keenan Allen, DJ Moore, Kmet. I mean, he's got a lot of toys to play with. So yeah, I think it's going to be tough for any team to go into Chicago and win because that's always a tough place to play.
Did any of you hear the interview after the game with him and how long he spoke and how many times he said I? That to me was a little bit frustrating. I'll be honest. I did not like that interview, and I know he's trying to be savvy and be all hyped about his team and his play and whatever, and try to show that. But for whatever reason, it just turned me right off. So if you want to listen to that, that's kind of an interesting take there. But anyway, all right. So I've got Detroit on top as well. I've got the Packers number 2. I do think, as Don says, I think that Green Bay often with their injuries kind of says that they're going to be longer than they are and harder and worse than they are. And then all of a sudden, here it comes. So I do have them at number 2. I have Minnesota at number 3, and I do have the Bears falling apart quickly. At number
After that interview?
You think there's some tradition there too. You don't know. Yeah, I don't know. And maybe it's just to spite my brother-in-law because he's a Chicago fan and we were watching the game together today. And there's a little contention there. But anyway, I don't like the Bears at all. And so anyway, I've got them at the bottom of the barrel there. So anyway, all right. So
I got a quick one. I got a quick interesting stat here I saw today that the Chicago Bears are the only team to never have a quarterback to throw for over 4,000 yards.
Wow.
That's insane. Can you believe that?
Not even Jim McMahon to Willie Gault?
Not even McMahon? No. 4,000. I mean, think how much they had Walter Payton. They didn't have to throw the ball.
I can say this about the record book that their quarterback was the one of I think only 4 or 5 that won his debut
Right.
coming off as a rookie quarterback. So, as that goes, that's interesting. But Don, to your point, I guess that's why they're at the bottom of the barrel quite often.
Yeah, currently the record is for the Bears is somebody named Eric Kramer in 95 threw for 3,838 yards. Jay Cutler, obviously we would have thought that he would have better. Nope, he didn't. He couldn't eclipse 3,800. He could only get to 3,812 in a single season.
Wow,
that's crazy. That is crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know, fun stuff.
Clearly have some problems there with their QBs over the years, and that has been their Achilles heel. I mean, it has been. Anyway, so we've got a top slate of Detroit all the way through, every single one of us. I think that's probably the first time in all calling your shots that we have all agreed on at least the top spot for that. So that's interesting. All right, let's switch gears into Super Bowl picks, and so this time we're going to go from the middle and kind of bounce out. So we're going to go from Matt to Don to Ryan to Kenny to me as far as my list is concerned. So Matt, you're up. Let's go with your Super Bowl pick.
Yeah, I'm a big believer in Dan Campbell. He goes for the gusto quite a bit. I don't think he'll get burned all the time, and I really like what he's done up in Detroit. And so I'm going to pull for Detroit. I think Detroit's going to get to the Super Bowl this year, and they're going to surprise. Who are they going to play? Not the Chiefs. I'm not sure who they're going to play, but I think Detroit's going to represent the NFC and is going to bring back a Super Bowl to Detroit, which would be pretty cool.
Wow. They certainly had, I think, America's heart for the last year. Yep. They kind of took that, and I think you're on the right track there. Donnie 10 times, where are we at?
Well, you guys, the NFL is a pretty simple game, really. I mean, it's not that hard.
Amen.
It's so simple. It's the best quarterback wins, and that's Patrick Mahomes. So yeah. I'm tired of making some pick. Like, as much as I want Detroit, Jared Goff, he's a nice story. I don't think he's a Super Bowl winning quarterback, as much as I want him to be. I think Buffalo Bills have the one thing, with Allen at quarterback that could possibly dethrone the Chiefs, but I think it's going to be the Chiefs again.
Yeah, you know what's going to make it not the Chiefs, Don? When Trump wins the election, he's going to appoint Brittany Mahomes to a cabinet position, and it's just going to create a bunch of kerfuffle that will make the Kelsey Taylor Swift thing pale in comparison.
You just couldn't stay away from the politics.
My goodness, we have it inserted.
We'll get into that in episode 79, but that's why they're not winning it.
Bring us back. HD11, where are we at?
Don, you took the words right out of my mouth. It's hard to three-peat, but how can you go against Mahomes? You remember when Brady and Belichick just rolled and rolled and rolled? That was a great quarterback paired with a great defensive mind. And right now it's a great quarterback with a great offensive mind, and they haven't lost enough pieces. Kelsey's gotten a little slow, but I think it's the Chiefs. I absolutely agree with Don. I think the Chiefs defeat the Lions this year in the Super Bowl.
Wow. All right. Xavier Worthy they have is a nice piece. That weapon is yikes.
And that defense too. I mean, the Chiefs defense is maybe
Chris Jones. He's a record.
Chris Jones, it's gonna be crazy.
So this pick, Kenny's sitting there, Mr. Money's sitting there biding his time, and I know he's got something to say. And your time at Buffalo Wild Wings, making it simple, running the numbers, doing your spreadsheets, has got to boil over here, and I can tell. Let us have it.
I made a slight adjustment to my runner-up for the Super Bowl just now, but because I wanted to go more realistic. But I will tell you, I'm trying to remember back the New England days. Was there some stiff competition in the AFC? Because I don't feel like there was.
No.
So there is some really good competition for. I understand Kansas City's tough to beat. I'm going to tell you who's going to beat them this year. It's going to be Houston. Houston is going to win the entire thing, and it's gonna really tick me off, but they're going to beat Philly. I hate Philly so bad, but it's going to be Houston over Philly.
You have Philly in it?
I want San Fran to get to the title. I really like San Fran. I want them to get in there, but it's going to be Houston over Philly.
Wow. Okay. So we've got some head nodders. Ryan, do you want to talk about that for a little bit? It looks like you about had to eat a little Debbie for a second. What was going through your mind there?
I could go for a little Debbie and another chocolate milk now that you mention it, but I mean they're a fun team to cheer for. They've got, I mean, Stroud, you gotta like him, and he's got some great weapons. I think Kenny's clouded a little bit by owning Nico Collins on his team, but they did get Danielle Hunter. They've got a nice cornerback in Derek Stingley. It's not impossible, but he's not Mahomes. He's not been there before. I mean, doesn't he need a little seasoning once he gets to the playoffs?
Brock Purdy didn't. I mean, he didn't win it all, but he got to the promised land, though.
That's true. That's true. I would have been tempted to pick San Fran, speaking of Purdy, but he just looked a little rusty in the preseason. So I'm holding back on my San Fran hope, because I was kind of thinking they would pull it off against KC in the Super Bowl, but again, Mahomes, hard to beat.
He is hard to beat, but for the sake of just being different, I did have the Chiefs, and to be honest with you, I actually thought through this for a while. Last couple of days, I'm like, okay, if a team does have a chance to three-peat, that's pretty special. We've only seen a few teams do that, and they're etched in lore forever. But I just have this weird sense that Purdy and San Fran is going to come through and just shock everybody. It's going to be out of nowhere, and people are going to be like, well, San Fran is good, kind of like what Ryan was saying, but I'm going to take the San Francisco 49ers as the Super Bowl champions this year and do a little fruit basket upset here for our selections. So as I read, Kenny has got Houston. We've got Donnie 10 times with the Chiefs. Matt, Detroit. Ryan has got the Chiefs, and Dad with San Francisco. And there is your calling your shot.
Sweet.
Interesting stat. Another interesting stat I found.
Oh boy.
Brock Purdy will be it will get paid less, is getting paid less than the average SEC quarterback.
Yes.
What?
My son and I just had this conversation, and part of why I like that guy is because of that fact right there.
That's right.
He is going to play. He is going to play, and he's got everything to play for. And you're right. He's not making as much as college.
He's still on that rookie deal with like $956,000 a year or whatever.
Yep. It's
with the SEC quarterbacks and the NIL deals that they're getting, they're averaging about $1 million.
Wow. That's a great stat. Never would have thought that.
That's crazy.
All right. Well, Kenny, let's take it away in trivia.
All right, here we go. So last time, Jeremy was our big winner, followed by Don, Ryan, and Matt. In the tightest game of all time, top to bottom was 79-70. So that was a good time. We're hoping. I'm hoping for another close one tonight. It'll be good. So we're gonna do the normal. Just start with 2 Bible-related questions, followed by two other questions. And actually, the 2 other questions will be NFL-related. So we're gonna stick with the theme here. So. All right, Bible question number 1. Jeremy, you're up first. Give me a book in the Bible that ends with the letter H.
Oh, boy.
H.
The top 8 answers are on the board.
Nehemiah.
What? No way.
What am I saying?
Somehow that did not make the top 8.
That is
That was great, Jeremy. That was really a quick answer.
Do I have a typo here? No, I don't.
I'm stunned.
That's like the best answer. And
That was a good one.
the
Yeah, it was
people-
good.
It ends in H. You're right, Jeremy.
That was one of the
I was
first ones
gonna-
I thought.
This is terrible. Oh my goodness. All right, well,
Robo
Don,
Jeremy.
you got bailed out on that one. So, Don, what do you got?
I'm going to say Jonah.
Okay, Jonah is the number one answer with 24 points. Oh man,
Sheepers.
what is wrong with people? Who's been surveying this? It's hilarious. Okay, Ryan, what do you got?
Jeremiah.
Okay, Jeremiah is on the board, the number 3 answer. All right, that was worth 17 points. All right, Matt.
Obadiah.
Obadiah did make the board. I mean, not Nehemiah did not, but Obadiah did.
Obadiah, man. Okay.
That is the number 6 answer worth 7 points. So I
Right,
will repeat.
right.
You got the number 1, the number 3 answer, and the number 6 answer have all been given. All right, Jeremy, let's see if we can find another one that's not on the board.
I'll stay on the minor. Zechariah.
That did make the board for 3 points.
Well done.
One,
Eth.
1 point. 1 point.
Well done.
3 points, buddy.
Winner. It's on the board. All right, Don.
We're going to go with Ruth.
Ruth is the number 4 answer for 13
Oh, nice.
points.
All right. Take 4.
That's a good one. I didn't think of that.
Right, and Ryan, there's the number 2 answer, 5 answer, and 7 answer are still available for you.
Don took mine, so I'm going to go with Zephaniah.
Okay, Zephaniah is not on the board. That one did not make the board. But actually, I've got some really good news because I figured out what I did.
Oh,
I've
no.
got Jeremy, you're actually going to get some points. I realized what I did. I actually retyped this into my notes, and I got it. Don't tell my pastor I did this during church, but it was during one of the songs. And for some
It
reason,
was not. It was not. It was during the sermon.
I started typing. No, I actually promise you it was during a song. But okay,
Which song?
it was a song I knew. But no, I actually wrote down Nahum for some reason, but it was definitely supposed to be Nehemiah because I'm sitting here like Nehemiah was definitely on the board, but I wrote down Nahum on my list. So Jeremy, it is on the board. It's the number 5 answer for 9 points. So we're gonna get back there, and you do have 9 points.
Can
So
I redo my answer then?
I'm sitting there looking at that. I'm like, this is ridiculous. Like, yeah. Anyways, Ryan, what do you got?
Okay, thank you.
Why does he get to redo it?
It's only fair.
Why?
What
already
did you,
gave an
did you
answer.
give? Did you give an
Yeah,
answer?
He gave
Yeah,
an
he said-
answer.
He
said
gave an answer.
Zephaniah.
Oh yeah, you're already done. Yeah, that was not on the board.
Guys, why'd you have to chime in? He was going to let me fire away again.
No,
You thought you were gonna go with Hezekiah. You don't know.
ridiculous. Oh boy, oh boy. All right, Matt. The number 2 answer and the number 7 answer are out there for you.
Micah.
Oh yeah.
Okay, that is the number 7 answer. Let me get my notes correct here.
Salad.
That's worth 6 points.
Salad.
That is
You guys missed. Oh, you guys are gonna kick yourself. You missed the only other one that's out there, Isaiah.
Oh, that
So
was obvious.
yeah. So
ah,
my apologies to the frustrated Jeremy there, but we corrected my mistake. Once I saw that Nahum did not end with an H, I realized what I did. So, Don, commanding lead at 37, Ryan 17, Matt 13, Jeremy 12. All right,
all right.
here we go. Don, you get to start us out in question number 2. Give me the name of some well-known brothers in the Bible. So give me the pair of brothers.
I'm going to go James and John.
Okay, James and John.
I don't know.
That did make the board. That's the number 5 answer. And by the way, top 8 answers on the board again. 5 answer worth 10 points. All right. Ryan, give me the name of some well-known brothers in the Bible.
Cain and Abel.
Cain and Abel. That is the number 2 answer for 19 points. All right. Matt,
Jacob and Esau.
there you go. That is the number 1 answer. 22 points.
Pa-ching.
Yeah. All right, Jeremy.
Well, those were the 3 that I had written down.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Famous brothers. Good grief. Why am I locked up here? Let's go.
Ryan's counting you down, but I'll count you down now. 5, 4.
I cannot think of any.
All right. This is a tough one. I was going through this one. I'm like, after a few of them, it is tough. All right, but Don's got his just Bible genius mind on. He always crushes the Bible questions. Always crushes the Bible questions. So Don, here's your chance for the second round here. What do you got?
With Ham and Japheth.
That actually did make the board as the number 8 answer. Just
Wow.
3 people. 3 people said
Alright.
that one. And we would have taken any combination of Shem, Ham, Japheth. All that would have
Wow.
worked.
That's interesting.
3 points on that one. Yeah, 3 people thought like Don did there. Ryan, we got the number 3, 4, and 6 and 7 answers available.
I'm feeling good about number 3, right? I'm going to say Piatros and Andrew.
Well, in Wheel of Fortune type fashion, you have to pronounce it correctly. So that is the number 7 answer. Peter and Andrew for 5
7?
points.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I am dead serious. I'm as serious as you can possibly be.
How
We
are
don't-
James
we don't
and
joke
John
around in this
there? Where were James and John?
Do you want me to try to figure out which 100 people were surveyed? You want to ask them all? The survey says this is what
That
the
is
survey
unbelievable.
says, Ryan. You can't, it is what it is.
Okay.
All right, Matt.
I'm not sure. I'm gonna go. I think they're brothers. I'm not sure, but Moses and Aaron
Yeah, well done, Matt. That is the number 3 answer.
for each.
Moses and Aaron for 16 more points.
Bam!
All right,
good.
Jeremy, did you think of any others? This I
Joseph
can
and
guarantee
Joseph.
if I was on your side of it, I would have been skunked for sure. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm thinking Joseph and Benjamin, Joseph and all his brothers there.
Wait, hold on a
Oh,
second.
sorry, say it again. My screen froze up for a second.
Joseph and Benjamin.
Got it. No, that is not on the board, but I actually like that answer. All right. I mean, all right. What we missed, the number 4 answer was Isaac and Ishmael for 12 points.
Ooh,
Yeah,
Oh,
this
wow.
one I never would have come up with this one. The number 6 answer was Hophni and Phineas.
Oh,
Come on. You got
Seriously?
it. Where was Peter and Andrew compared to that?
6 people said that. Yeah, Peter and Andrew were right below that. Insane.
I'm
Did you say-
about
did you
to
say-
throw my microphone out the window.
Hophni,
Did you say-
Hophni and Phineas?
Phineas and Ferb? What?
Yeah.
There is no way.
104
There
days
is no
of
way.
summer vacation.
No chance. I don't buy
That
it.
was
There's
tough.
no way. That this
There had to
are they,
have
are
been-
they talking
Right,
to
listen.
graduate students who
I
they
was just
say in
gonna
the
say-
question you cannot think of easy answers here? Who comes up
Right.
with Hophni and Phineas?
Right. It's 100 people. I guarantee 6 of them were Bible geniuses. And they're like, oh, I think I mean, this is a shout out. They're Doug McLaughlin's where they're like, oh, I'll give you a famous brother that you've never heard of.
Game is bonkers.
6 people, 6 geniuses were out there. Don't worry about it.
All right.
All right. We're going to have some fun here. Ryan, you get to start this third question. We're going to go into some NFL questions. And by the way, we have got Matt in the lead with 51, Don with 50, Ryan with 41, and Jeremy, you got 12.
All right. Football.
Comeback time.
Here we go. It's football
That's
time. Ryan, remember, this is survey. This is not factual. Okay? We surveyed 100 people. Tell
100
me the
randoms.
top selling. I'm going to give you one. Tell me the top selling NFL jersey. And this is recent, but it's there's no rookies. There's no rookies from this year on the list. So it's more likely a 2023 question. Tell me the top selling NFL jersey.
Patrick Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes was the number one answer with 23 points.
Preach.
Let's see. All right.
How many are on the board?
I go top 8 again.
Okay.
Yep. Matt?
Christian McCaffrey.
That is the number 2 answer. 18 points.
Solid.
Just eating it up. All right, Jeremy.
I got to go with the Swifties and go with Kelly.
Hold on. For some reason, it just cut out on me again. What was your answer?
Kelsey, 87.
That's a good one.
Kelsey. That is a good one. That did not make the top 8.
With all the
Survey is not agreeing with Jeremy tonight.
Wow.
Yeah. Did not make it. Yep. All right. Let's see. Don, what do you think?
Well, based on the number of jerseys I saw in Brazil at that game, I'm going to go with Tom Brady.
Tom Brady. Interesting. That did not make the board.
What? Oh, man.
No.
There's a ton of Tom Brady jerseys.
Not all the
They
people
just
are
hand
thinking.
them all out.
Oh,
They were all
man.
misspelled.
Ryan, a chance to take the lead right here, which could be short-lived because you and Matt are neck and neck.
I'll go with one of our own, Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, that was the number 4 answer for 12 points. All right. Matt?
Yeah, I was going to say JJ too. Let's go with Lamar Jackson.
Lamar Jackson did not make the board. Did not make the top 8. All right, Jeremy?
Yeah, I guess with all the hype of Rodgers moving around, I'm going to go with the Rodgers.
There you go. That's the number 3 answer.
Oh, nice.
Aaron Rodgers for 16 points.
What
Don, you got one more chance. The bottom 4 answers are on the board still.
1-4. We're going to go CD Lamb.
Oh, CD Lamb. Good answer. Not on the board. So I'm going to give you 2 things. 2 things here. We're going to give some facts as well. So the survey said Tyreek Hill for 9 points. That was the number 5 answer. Number 6 answer was Jalen Hurts for 6. Number 7 was Josh Allen for 5. And then Jamar Chase came in at the number 8 with just 3 people. Now the actual top selling jersey, I'm actually going to give you the top selling NFL jerseys of this year because it surprised me. So the actual top selling NFL jersey, you guys have a guess?
Butker.
Harrison Butker.
No, he's not even the top 10, but he kind of should be. Caleb Williams is actually the number 1
Wow.
selling jersey. No.
Really?
Caleb Williams is number 1. Saquon Barkley is number 2. Max Crosby is the 3rd highest jersey.
Dude, he's a beast.
Really? Man.
Yeah. And then it's Josh Allen, CJ Stroud. Patrick Mahomes is actually the 6th top jersey.
Wow.
Amon-Ra St. Brown, number 7. DJ Moore is 8. Malik Neighbors 9, and Sam Laporta 10. So those are the
Sam
true
Laporta.
top selling jerseys. Crazy.
Okay.
Crazy.
Where's Ray Rice?
I don't have that answer for you.
Is he in prison?
So here we go.
Probably.
Oh my word.
Yeah, he's on a closed circuit video somewhere.
Not
That guy
good.
was a
All
beast,
right.
though.
Well, gentlemen, here we go. Ryan, who actually is going to get to go last for this question, is in first place. So Ryan's in first with 76. Matt 69, Don 50, and Jeremy 28. So we're going to do the same thing with this question here. We have the survey, and then I'm going to give you the factual information when we're done. So we surveyed 100 NFL fans. Who has the most touchdown catches since 2010?
Based on the fans' answer?
The fans, we surveyed the fans to say, who do you think has the most touchdown catches since 2010? Matt, you get to start this round.
Okay, so it just froze up for me a second. I didn't quite catch it's the who has the most touchdown catches,
receptions since 2010.
Holy wow. Man.
Maybe that's
This is where
14 years.
not fantasy football hurts. I'm trying to think of some. The most.
Yeah, this is revenge. This is revenge for the team that you gave me, by the way.
Yes.
Oh shoot.
Here we go in 5.
Julio Jones.
Julio Jones did not make the board. The surveys did not say that name.
Yeah, this is not a great finishing question for me.
Yeah, Jeremy.
Oh my goodness.
Since 2010.
I'm gonna go with 2010 to current, right? To
Yep.
right now.
Yep.
I'm just okay. Survey. Devontae Adams.
Devontae Adams. There you go. That's the number 3 answer for 12 points.
Wow.
All right, let me get that down. All right, Don, what did the people say?
People said Megatron, Kelvin Johnson.
Yeah, 4 people did say that, Don. That is the number 7 answer.
Wow.
Yeah. You and 4 people.
Thought I nailed that one.
So
he
Ryan,
retired in 2010.
you guys had a chance to maybe knock Ryan off of first place here, and now the top 2 answers are available for Ryan. So Ryan, what do you got?
Travis Kelce.
See, Ryan is in the mind of the people on this question. 25 points, number 1 answer. That is what the people thought.
Jeez.
All right, Matt.
Or morons.
Yeah, this was just rigged for Ryan. Like, just unbelievable.
You
What would be the
three
best
all-
closing 2 questions for Ryan?
You guys,
Unbelievable.
you guys all had the chance to think of the obvious, and you didn't before you gave it to Ryan.
Bingo.
Jeremy was close. All right, Matt, who do you think?
Randy Moss.
Randy Moss did not make the top. Yeah, this was not a good Matt question. Matt,
Not
the
his
NFL meshing. Jeremy, any
Chris
other
Carter.
thoughts?
Stupid.
Sammy White.
Oh man.
Romo Dunze.
Who is the tight end for Dallas? I can't think of his name. Starts
Jay
with a
Novacek.
W.
No, you're thinking of Jason.
Kelsey.
Eddie.
Yeah, it was Jason
Jason Witten?
Witten. You're thinking of Jason Witten. I
It's
think.
Jason Witten.
Witten? Yeah, that did not make the board either. All right, Don. Don, did you get in the mind of the people yet?
I don't know. I'm going to say, well, let's go Tyreek Hill.
Tyreek Hill. That is the number 2 answer.
There we go.
That 18 points.
Wow.
I got it, Don. You took my answer.
Ryan, you got one more up in there?
Yeah.
This is the chance to pad your lead, by the way.
Yeah,
You won the game.
that's true. I'll go with
I'll give you what's true.
All right. I think I've got
this.
What's the matter, Matt? Thoughts?
So convoluted. It's truth is so far from what's actually happening right now. It's ridiculous.
Oh, that's awesome.
I'm since Don took my answer, I'm going to go with kind of a great name from the past. Kind of the.
Spit it out.
All right, I'll just say it. I'll say Des Bryant.
Des Bryant. That did not make the board. That did not make the survey. Did make the actual top 10 though. Just so you know.
Right.
So, by the way, Ryan wins with 101, Don 72, Matt 69, Jeremy 40. So Ryan, you are this episode's champion. Congratulations. The surveyors said the number 4 answer was Rob Gronkowski.
Oh,
9 points.
No. How in the world did we miss that?
yeah.
Yeah, he was a machine. The number 5 answer, Antonio Brown for 7. Number 6 answer was Mike Evans, 5 points. DeAndre Hopkins made the number 8 answer for 3. So the actual most touchdown catches since 2010. Jeremy, your answer was the number 1 answer. Devontae Adams has the most with 95.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was a
Wow,
good
that's what I thought.
Yeah, Mike, but the people don't know this. They're just thinking Travis Kelce, just the Swifty stuff. That's what they think.
That's what I'm saying. I was trying to come up with popular names instead of.
So Mike Evans is number 2 at 94. That one actually surprised me. I know he's a touchdown machine, but that surprised me. Gronkowski's 3rd with 92. You guys, this is Jimmy Graham, 4th is 89.
Yeah.
Antonio Brown, 5th, 83. Hopkins, 78. Tyreek Hill is number 7 on this list with 76. Des Bryant, 75. Travis Kelce, 74. And AJ Green, 70. That's the actual top 10.
Wow.
Crazy. Some of those names very surprising. So, all right. Well, that wraps it up. I think we're going to turn it over to Ryan.
All right. Wow. Yeah, that was quite Kenny. Great job on the questions tonight. I really like the focus. That was good work.
That's all.
Here we go.
He was cursing this game like in second question in.
Yeah. You sound a lot like Caleb Williams. I really love this. This was such a great thing that I really enjoyed.
Yeah.
I think Kenny needs a raise for the good job he's doing with those questions.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. My new salary requirements are $10 a month. I mean,
When are we getting monetized anyway? When do we start seeing checks in the mail? God.
As soon as you start putting out some better content.
Yeah.
that is awesome.
Oh boy. Well, the pressure's on for a good devotional now, isn't it? Goodness.
Yes.
Man, I don't know if I could do this with all the pressure.
All ears.
All ears. He looks the other way. Hey, Kenny, no writing questions down during this devotional. All right, come on.
I'm actually, no, I'm watching the football game as we speak.
At least
me.
he's honest. Oh man!
Word right now. Let's go.
All right. Let's fix our eyes, shall we? And that actually is going to be kind of the focus of my devotional. I've kind of titled this. You've all heard the phrase "hope springs eternal," which simply references the fact that as humans, a lot of us like to we've got hope to keep us going, and a lot of times we get through tough situations, but there's hope there. But I'm gonna switch the wording around here, and I'm gonna call this the eternal springs hope. And we live in a world with chaos, with trouble. We are. I just within the last week, some of the stories I've heard from people around me, some are closer than others, but whether it's somebody dying at the age of 43 with a family, or another husband with 5 kids, the 5th was, expecting the wife was expecting the 5th when he passed away. Relationships that have been really damaged, just with stories you can't believe, and that's just stories that have come my way within the last week. And I believe all of the people I'm referencing are believers. And that's the plate we find ourselves in here in this world. And we understand that life is fragile. And in dealing with all the evil around us today, it is easy to despair, to dismay, as we see what's going around. Besides evil that seemingly wins the day at every turn, and our bodies that, as we get older, we see how they fall apart. At least I do. I mentioned, I think before the podcast, I was able to golf yesterday, and today between church sessions, I played just a killer round of tennis, and I'm feeling this wrist pain after all this activity. I'm like, oh, what is that? Arthritis, carpal tunnel? I don't know what's going on, but I can certainly appreciate what the Bible tells us in terms of not putting too much of our emphasis here on the material world, the bodies that we find ourselves in. And so I'd like to turn our focus to Psalm 73. This is a psalm of Asaph, who, from what I can gather, was a song leader, a choir master for David. So some people think that Asaph was the author of the psalm. Others think that maybe it was David. But if you were to work through Psalm 73, it outlines the pain shared by the psalmist. And as he looked around in the first 15 verses, he saw evil winning. He saw things that ought not to be celebrated, and people all around him was causing him a lot of dismay and despair. And it wasn't until you get halfway through the psalm that you see what he does, and he recenters himself, recognizing that God is still in control and will make things right in his time. And so I want to pick up in the middle of that psalm and read that for you all here. In verse 16, it says, but when I thought how to understand this, again, everything going on around him, he didn't understand why it was successful for people. It seemed to me a wearisome task until, here's the key, until I went into the sanctuary of God, then I discerned their end. And then from verses 18 through 22, he talks about how God puts them, these evildoers, in slippery places, causes them to fall to ruin, how they are destroyed in a moment, swept away by terrors. And then if you fast forward to verse 23, this is where he then starts giving his testimony and his commitment, even with all this chaos around him. He says, nevertheless, I am continually with you. You hold my right hand, you guide me with your counsel, and afterward you will receive me to glory. Whom have I in heaven but you? And there is nothing on earth that I desire besides you, my flesh and my heart. So you've got the physical, you've got the flesh, and you've got the heart, the emotional, based upon what they're dealing with here. He says they both fail in verse 26, but God is the strength of my heart and my portion forever. He ends in verse 28 with this, but for me it is good to be near God. I have made the Lord God my refuge, that I may tell of all your works. And so I read through it, and I'm just like, isn't that right? We as Christians go through this life, and I don't want to speak for all the guys here, but we've all had difficulties we've had to deal with. And what keeps us going? Again, some of the stories I've heard recently, I look around and I ask them, like, how do they get through this? How would I survive? And praise the Lord, testimonies that I've heard from some of them, they just relying on the Lord. And that's exactly what you see. It was Asaph going into the sanctuary of the Lord to recognize who is in control, who can I trust, who is the rock of my heart, as it says towards the end of that psalm. And really, we see this echoed in 2 Corinthians 4. The Apostle Paul talks about this too. For in verse 8, talking about the challenges all around us, we are pressed on every side, right? That's some of the language that Paul uses. And then later on, verse 16, he talks about how our flesh is failing us. So some of the same language used in Psalm 73 also used in 2 Corinthians 4. And so we should take heart that God has already told us what to expect in this world. Jesus said in John 16:33, in this world, you will expect difficulties, tribulation, but be of good cheer. I have overcome this world. And so I want to encourage you all that I've been encouraged by people around me who I know have gone through some really difficult times, but praise God, their faith is anchored in the one that our eyes should be fixed upon. The title of our podcast devotional is Fix Your Eyes. And so as we face difficulties, let's realize that the truth of the Bible is this. There are going to be difficulties in this world. Our flesh is going to fail us. And God is consistent in his word. Look to the eternal. Look to the eternal. Remember, eternal springs hope. Not what we see. As easy as it is for me to look around and put my trust in the things I see, I'm appreciating more and more the focus of the Bible on the eternal, the unseen things, because what we're seeing now is transient. It is not going to last. And so I just want to close, besides asking the question, how are we doing with fixing our eyes on the eternal? And just share a great hymn of the faith, the fourth verse of this. And I hope it's a testimony for everybody listening. But the hymn is, "Who is on the Lord's side?" And it says, "Fierce may be the conflict, strong may be the foe, but the King's own army none can overthrow. Round his standard raging, victory is secure, for his truth unchanging makes the triumph sure. Joyfully enlisting by thy grace divine, we are on the Lord's side. Savior, we are thine." And so may our gaze be fixed on him and our commitment only grow even in a world of difficulties and with failing bodies.
Amen. Well, that'll preach. Thank you for sharing that, Ryan. That's a wrap on episode 78 on this, the 8th day of September, year of our Lord, 2024.